What is up, guys, and welcome back to the channel, guys. We back with Is America Really Like That? Europeans, what is something you heard about America or seen on television and wonder if it is true? We finna see. I feel like this is a great question, different question actually, because I know there's still a lot of people in Europe that's maybe never been to America, but you see a lot of things, and I know a lot of y'all be like, "Hey, that sucks over there." Just from the way it looks and sounds, it's not good at all. So we finna check this out. Y'all hit that subscribe button. Send down those recommendations.
Europeans, what is something you've heard about America or seen on television and wondered if it were true? The yellow school buses. I couldn't believe they were actually a thing when I first went to the
Yeah.
US. My friend from the Netherlands couldn't stop taking pictures of them. It was hilarious. Can you really turn right at a crossroads even if the traffic light is red?
Yeah.
Usually yes. It looks as though in all the American TV movies I have seen that all Americans have to file their own taxes. Is this true? In the UK this is done automatically by your employer. Are prices in stores marked tax-free and they tell you the full price at the checkout? Yes sir. Until this afternoon, the gun shops. My mate is in Vegas at the moment and he just posted a pic of him in a shop that looks almost identical to the ones in GTA. I had just assumed that GTA was exaggerating. GTA V is almost exactly like driving around Southern California. My friends and I marveled at how close it looks to real streets here.
So far, so true on everything. And he right. I didn't think about that, but on Grand Theft Auto, there are. Hey, those gun shops, you never thought about it until you're like, dang, we actually really have gun shops. Like, I think you can even get a gun at like what's those places called? You can give your stuff a pawn shop. You can actually get one at a pawn shop, matter of fact. It's crazy.
Are house parties common and are they like in the movies? With plus 30 drunk people and sex everywhere? I've never been to a house party where sex was everywhere, but yes. 30-40 plus drunk people with a few rooms where people kind of disappear to and come out awkwardly. Can you really end up at an elite university when you're dumb as a brick but good at sports? Yes, is the short answer. Is New York City really as busy as it looks in movies?
Yeah.
On TV it looks like there's a billion people jammed in there,
God.
with everyone moving shoulder to shoulder in one huge angry mass.
New York is like, I tell people this. I said, man, New York is too busy. Definitely look like how it is on the movies. And probably when I seen Home Alone, I was like, oh my God, Home Alone. If you seen the Home Alone when they're in New York City, hey, seen everything, but it's too busy for me. Super busy.
Could lose a child if you blink. Is that just put on for the cameras to look busy? None of the cities here are anywhere like that. Yes and no. Usually, in my experience, that's only around Manhattan, and although not as extreme as a lot of movies show it, there are a lot of focused people walking around. Generally the only time I see that many people huddled around is near a large subway station. I had a couple from Seattle stay at my flat for a couple days as couch surfers and I was quite surprised to hear them call each other honey or hon just like in the movies. It's easy to get a weapon. I read Walmart sells weapons, so how is the process to get one? In Texas, buying a firearm is pretty easy. You go and whoever is selling the firearm will do a quick background check, but if you're clean, you can walk out with a gun in under 30 minutes.
I didn't even know that.
Fascinating thread. So therefore a new question. Is it really that risky to walk into a ghetto neighborhood in a big city? Or is it more something people just say? Always wondering, as we have bad neighborhoods here as well. But if you walk through them at night, you really aren't that much more unsafe than in other parts of cities. In short, are there really no-go areas? Crap, I don't even live near the city and there are areas I don't even like going to in the daytime.
That's how it be.
Jaywalking. How likely are you to get in trouble for it and what are the punishments like? I'm British and as a kid had no idea what jaywalking was. It was mentioned in American TV but never explained. So I assumed it was some sort of overly flamboyant walking.
I was the same way because I remember being probably in Dallas at the time. That was the first time I heard it. That you don't jaywalk and stuff. I might have been younger, I don't know. But I know for sure one time when I was in Dallas, that was the first time I heard it. Probably in my teenage years. And I'm like, wait, what is jaywalking? I'm like, I'm not even walking in a J. I'm like walking diagonal, like at least like a slash walk, you know?
Do people really have air conditioners just hanging out of windows, only held in place by the window itself? It seems crazy and safe. Yes, but window units are designed to be held in like that and are generally really safe when installed right. Is there really such a strict attitude towards teenagers drinking alcohol, and UK zero fricks are given? Legal drinking age is 21 nationwide, and if a teen gets caught by the cops they can get in some pretty good trouble.
I ain't never seen it.
Do the police really come to parties where people under the age of 21 are drinking and arrest everyone? Not arrest, but they will hand out citations to the easy targets. Mostly they just break it up. Do you guys seriously use those red cups at parties? Why not just drink straight out of the bottle or can? We do. They are cheaper to use than real cups, and usually kegs are present which really aren't easy to pass around. Are the portions of food as big as everyone makes out? I've had a lot of people come back from the States and tell me that the amount of food you get on a plate is insane. I'm not talking about fine dining here. I'm flying over in a little over a week and I need to know if I should prepare myself. Pretty gosh darn good sized. Is it really flat, dry and arid in some places? I've seen pictures or shows of colleges and towns that look like they're in the middle of nowhere and there are no hills or mountains for miles. Also, what is a Klondike bar? America is incredibly diverse.
What would you do for a Klondike bar? I never had a Klondike bar, but the commercials were pretty catchy. I think it's like a little ice cream covered in chocolate or something, maybe with caramel inside. I don't know, people. There are some people that like their Klondike bar.
Also, what is a Klondike bar? America is incredibly diverse. You name a climate and it is here somewhere. I can go from cold snow in the Rocky Mountains to the hot dry desert of Phoenix. Yes, the desert looks just like the cartoons. Klondike bar is a hunk of ice cream covered in chocolate. This is a common novelty and comes in many forms. I haven't had one in years, but now I think I need one.
It's addicting.
Do you really tip everyone for everything, even if the service was terrible? My son ran outside to stop the ice cream truck yesterday. My Italian exchange student stuck her head out her bedroom window and yelled, "Oh my, they do exist," just like the movies.
It's been a minute since they came
Not
around.
European, but always wanted to know just how popular is this spray cheese in a can stuff over there in the US. It's called Cheese Whiz, I think. Do many people actually eat that, or is it a sometimes food? USA is the only place I've heard of that has this product. Asking the important questions today. Are weeks of paid vacation really that uncommon? Yes, the average corporation starts at 5 paid days off per year. As you get promoted, you graduate to 10 days, then 15, etc. But Americans don't take as many days off as Europeans do.
You can't.
Caucasian. Is that just a term for white people? Yes, at least on official forms, or if you're very PC. White is way more common for actual conversations.
Fact.
Have you really had that TiVo telly on demand thing for like 15 years? It came out in the UK like 3 years ago.
TiVo?
What's going on? When it comes to watching as much TV as we can, I think us Americans have the rest of the world beat. Do you guys really pay everything when having dinner with a girl? That is pretty typical when you first start dating, since you're trying to woo the girl. Once you're in a relationship, things tend to get split a little more.
Or it should. Most times it's still, you pay everything. But me and my wife, when we started dating, we was split. I'll take care, especially in the beginning. Then I still remember that day. She said, "Hey, I got it." I was like, "Wait, you paying for it today?" Hey, and every time she said she got it, cause as a man, no, it's okay, it's fine. When she said she got it, I had to let her take it. You know what? I'll let you take the tab. You showed me that you really like me.
If my girl and I do dinner and drinks, I'll typically pay for dinner, then we will go someplace else for drinks and she'll pay. Why does everyone live in dormitories on campus at university? In Australia, that is pretty much completely unheard of. You either stay living at home, or live in a share house off campus. In Britain we live on campus too, then in second and third year, most likely move to an off-campus house with mates.
That's the same here. We did that when I was in college. We did the same thing. Like, my first year, on campus, of course, but realized, my third year, it was even cheaper off campus. You didn't have too many rules, regulations like you would on campus versus off campus. I mean, living in an apartment still was kind of, but hey, we didn't have to get hit with them early morning fire drills at 2-3 o'clock in the morning staying off campus though.
The depiction of your high schools fascinates me. Do you really split yourselves up into clear groups like nerds, freaks, jocks, cool kids, stoners,
That was
and
definitely
all
a
that?
movie thing.
Do you really walk around dressed up in those identikit costumes from the TV shows and only sit with and talk to the others of that group? Do bullies in your schools really have an entourage of yes men who act that sycophantically and be in the background like yeah when the bully says something? Do bullies really do overt stuff like trip kids up in lunch hall and spill their food trays or give them wedgies, and how on earth does this not end up in dozens of fist fights? We didn't have geeks as such when I was in school. People were slightly more well-rounded lol. But I would say even the dorkiest goofiest kid wouldn't just stand there and take that. Do you really have events where you gather the whole school in the gym and yell and sing songs about how great the school is with speeches and stuff? For the sports team, do the alphabetic government organizations whose acronyms nobody can keep track of really just wave a magic badge at people and get instant compliance and deference straight away? Yes, sometimes. Only in movies. Yes, and what? Do you really live in shared rooms at university? I couldn't imagine sharing a room with a stranger past like 15 years old. Is there really that many obese people? Yes. Do you guys really like our accents that badly? Yes. I was always wondering if people really work so many hours, like far over 50-60 hours per week, up to 80 and more, like bankers, lawyers, cops, and especially doctors. Those working at hospitals seem to have no life and be working night and day and always. I'm interested in any occupation. I only named those which I come across most on TV, shown in pretty much in any TV show. Suits, Grey's Anatomy, any crime show. In Europe most of these jobs would not even be allowed by law to work more than 38/40 per week, and we have so many bank holidays where everything apart from bars and restaurants is closed. So apart from 5-week holiday you get to do many bank holidays in addition. Edit. Thank you so much for the answers. I read them all and I'm very interested. So thanks for sharing. Typically people in the US work 40 hours or less. We don't have as many days off, but there are people that work 100 plus hours. It really depends on the person and what they want to do.
And I feel like that 100 plus hours comes with, cause some people like, they might go to the office for their 8-hour shift, but they back at home working probably till, for the rest of the night. So a person can typically work between 8 to 15 hours a day, depending, and including weekends. It just depends on what they do, how busy, if some, you know what I'm saying?
See a lot of contradicting answers in this thread. That's because America is a large and diverse country. Things might be different from state to state and town to town. Is there really a social stigma against being an atheist? It depends what area of the US you're in. In the Bible Belt, people care, but here in SoCal no one gives a crap. Why are Americans obsessed with saying ass all the time? Everything was badass this or big ass that, and every insult seems to include ass egg, butthole, jackass, etc. I'll refer you to Sir Mix-a-Lot, our national expert on all things ass. Does everyone really identify themselves as Irish American or Italian American or German American or whatever, as opposed to just plain old American? The thing with America is that most people can trace their heritage back several generations. Since we can, it is not uncommon to have grandparents or great-grandparents that are immigrants. While many Americans have never been to their homeland, we know where it is. Plus, when you have a Wen, Hernandez, and a O'Doyle as good friends, it is easy to guess where everyone is from. Do all of your high schools have that corridor of lockers? I've never seen that in any schools around here, but in American movies they're everywhere. Not anymore. I saw a question about university dorms. Are fraternities such a big deal?
Very big deal.
It is totally alien to me in Scotland. They can be, but it doesn't have to be. Some people join fraternities, most people don't. If high school really has the tendency to have some main groups who mainly hang out and sit together in the cafeteria, like there are the cheerleaders, the footballers, the nerds, the punks, the scatterboys, etc. And I would like to know if girls are really so mean at high school.
They are.
Like if one girl or group of girls is popular, she is really a bee and treats other girls, maybe less pretty nerdy, badly. Since I take more interest in culture and society, I really wonder if white Americans and African Americans are really not hanging out a lot together. Like you have so many shows where all main characters are white. Uncle Charlie, Gilmore Girls, New Girl, or California. Well, almost any show which has maybe one token black or Indian or Latino guy, and you have shows where everyone is African American. Prince of Bel-Air, Bill Cosby Show, Everybody Hates Chris. Was it a good idea?
That's just how it is. It's always like that one person that you like. You kind of like that one person too. But I mean, some of those shows, yeah, you might as well say that's how it is. That's just how it is. You never think about it though. But
Bill Cosby Show, Everybody Hates Chris. Was it a good idea to ask this question when it's currently 5 a.m. at the latest in the USA? America never sleeps.
I sleep.
You've been visited by the good sleep oinker. You will be blessed with cozy, restful.
All of those definitely true. Definitely true. It's different. Except like the high school stuff, college, the dorms. The college stuff is true. The high school, yeah. The movies kind of sell it a little too much. Like I don't think people like just split up like that anymore. Maybe back then for sure. But I always watched movies when I was younger, and I was like, oh man, is high school gonna be like? Even some movies about college, like what was it? Like American Pie. I think American Pie was really a lot of like college stuff. Nothing like that at all. Nothing. But, but most of this, everything on here was pretty much facts. It's true. Food portions to college dormitories and stuff. That's how it was. That's how it is. So, but that's all I have for this video, guys. Y'all make sure y'all hit that subscribe button. Send down those recommendations. And y'all be blessed, be the best, and be you. I'm out.